Well, hi there. It is just after 6 p.m. Time to show up. I'm showing up. I'm glad you showed up. I appreciate every single one of you. Do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. And let's shut in the box. I have had a day. I had to move that fucking hot tub out to the back blacktop pad behind the tractor shed. And then I had to put up a new fence, and I had to move a string of lights, and I had to do so much fucking shit. And clear out a buttload of blackberries. It's just I've been out there in this fucking heat the day before the 250th anniversary of this great country we live in. I mean, it's been great most of my life. It's kind of shitty at the moment, but I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional, but I have faith that we can fix it. Maybe it'll be fixed within my lifetime. Anyway, a lot of people don't know this, but July 3rd is also the day that we won at Gettysburg. The day that the Confederacy ended. Fuck the South. No, I don't like saying that because I'm a son of the South, but you know what? We've said heritage, not hate, my entire life. And I don't believe any of y'all anymore. I don't believe it's about heritage, not hate. And honestly, the heritage was hate. So, fuck all y'all. One of the things I've been musing about today is every single one of us consumes things that are produced by other people, things that they do not consume because we consume them. But only a minority of people produce more than they consume so they can take care of others. Most people consume just as much as they produce. Even if they produce more than usual, they trade what they produce for money and they spend all the fucking money. And it's a fairly small part of the population that actually does more for the rest of the world than they take out for themselves. And you can spot these people, typically, by looking for two things. Thing number one is people who do shit for free. People who make stuff and just give it away. People who work on open source projects like Godot, as I was talking about before. People who make free-to-play games. People who write free stories that they post on AO3, who make free videos they put on YouTube, post their ideas and thoughts on a blog or on social media, people who post cool pictures on Instagram, people who have a zero-cost OnlyFans, for God's sake. And the other way you could spot them is to look for people that have way more money than they spend. Because that means, typically, people have given them money that they aren't spending. Now, sometimes it's just some lunatic, like you inherited it from your dad. But that's still your dad giving you the money. That's somebody giving you the money because they think you should have the money. They would rather you have the money than somebody else. The overwhelming majority of money held by anyone, anywhere, has been given to them by someone else because that someone else thought they deserved it. So if you think somebody can't earn X amount of money, then where would they get it? They can't manufacture it themselves. Are you suggesting they stole it? If you're suggesting they stole it, well, how did they steal it? Where did they steal it from? And usually what you're looking at is you're looking at a mindset where people think nobody would ever give anybody else that much money. And what they really mean is, I would never give anybody that much money. And nobody would ever give me that much money. And because A, you don't have that much money, and B, you suck at everything. Most people suck at everything. I suck at almost everything. There are only a couple of things that I'm moderately good at, and everything else, I just fucking suck. I'm moderately good at more things than most people, but most people aren't moderately good at anything. I meet people all the time who tell me about, oh, my boss is a jerk because he expects me to do my job. That's the deal, dude. You're supposed to do your job. That's what your boss is paying you for, is to do your fucking job. Why are you upset that he expects you to do your job? Well, what I typically do is fuck around and do nothing all the time, and then I get paid. But my boss is always yelling at me and wants me to do work. Yeah, you're supposed to do your job. You're just supposed to do the thing. Yeah, but I don't know how to do that. I don't like doing that. I don't want to do that. Yeah, you suck at your job, dude. You should probably get a different job that you actually want to do. I don't know, maybe it's just me. There seems to be this rash of people in America who don't want to do anything. I don't know what to do about those people. I think probably the best thing to do with them is pay them to stay home. Please don't come to my office and work around me. I don't need to be dealing with your shit. I have had zero time to prepare any remarks today, so this is just going to be a rambling horseshit video about, like, whatever the fuck. But I've been thinking today about the number of people who don't make anything and are pissed off that the people who do make things get to make the rules about the things they make. My beer is almost empty. I'm going to have to get myself another drink here shortly. Because we're not even 10 minutes into this video, and I'm going to try to do like 20, 30 minutes like usual. But I'm going to need more to drink. And it's been a tough day. I should have myself a few drinks. This could go very far off the rails. Actually, I'm going to go make myself a proper drink. I shall be right back. All right, so I are here. I has arrived. Hooray! I threw myself a buttload of vodka and some Hong Sam-wan Korean red ginseng drink, because it's got a light flavor. So if you put any kind of, if you put it with rum, you can't taste it. If you put it with, I tried putting it in a rum and coke once. The Hong Sam one is it gives a nice aroma to a rum and coke, but it doesn't give any real flavor to it. The only time that you can really appreciate it mixed with something, it's got to be mixed with a neutral grain spirit. And I don't happen to have any Everclear or Moonshine, so I use Tito's vodka. I've had a few people yelling at me in various ways over the last couple of days. And when I say yelling at me, what I mean is leaving nasty comments on the internet. And they don't really get to me in terms of, I don't feel upset. I'm not triggered. I just, do people ever say I'm not triggered when they're actually not triggered? Is that a thing that happens? I don't know if that's a thing that happens. But there are patterns. I see these patterns that go through things. And lately, it's the Ross Scott Ignorant Lunatic Brigade who is just shitting their pants angry about Sony discontinuing physical games. Guys, look, I've told you guys over and over again that what is going on at these big companies is they are looking at their bottom lines and they are going, people aren't interested in buying our games anymore. What can we do to make people interested in buying our games? And the response that they come up with, the things that they keep coming up with are, we could force them to buy our games. You know what we can do? We can tell them, you buy the game digitally, and you do not get a physical copy. So you can't share it, you can't loan it to anybody, you can't find it in a library, you can't buy it secondhand, you can't put it on eBay. It's just digital. No more piracy. These fucking morons imagine, and really, Gabe Newell of Valve, okay, like Gaben, the head of Valve, the guy responsible for Steam, okay, he fucking nailed it. He said piracy is a support problem. Piracy happens when people want your game, but you have made it too difficult for them to get your game. Your job as a vendor of anything is to make buying your product legitimately from you easier than stealing it. That's your job. If you can do that, people will buy your shit. And if somebody goes out of their way to go and steal your shit instead of buying it, they were probably never going to buy it. Because if they could have bought it, if they would have bought it, it was easier to just buy it. There's a reason that people pirate software. There's a reason people pirate media. There's a reason people pirate anything. And that reason is it's too difficult for them to get legitimately, either because the process is difficult or the price is too high. Now, if you want everybody who uses your product, everybody who watches your piece of media to give you money, you have to ask for a low enough amount of money that everybody who wants to watch it or see it or have it will give you that money. They have to have that money. You have to make stuff for people that have enough money to buy your shit. It's that fucking simple. The issue that we have a lot of the time with these big fucking AAA companies is they are trying to get more money out of the same people. And they just have this delusion in their heads. They think, okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to put out a game and they're going to buy it. And they're going to play that game until we put out a new game. And then they're going to buy that. And they're going to play that until we put out another new game, and they're going to buy that, and they're going to play that. The idea that you can capture 100% of your customer's time, 100% of a gamer's attention. The idea that somebody will play your game and only your game until your next game. I mean, there are a half dozen mental illnesses that could be behind that. But none of it's fucking healthy and none of it's fucking reality. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to play your game and only your game forever. It's not going to happen. And nobody's going to buy your games and only your games forever. It's not going to happen. You need to understand that you inhabit an ecosystem as a gamer, as a game developer, okay? You are putting games out into the world that some people will like and some people will want to play for a while. And at the same time they're playing your game, they're going to be playing other people's games. Now, the thing is, if you have the right business model around this, I'm not jonesing for a fix. I got like sweat in my elbow. It's obnoxious. But, when you put out a product and you say, for $60, you can play this game. Once you have that person's $60, it doesn't fucking matter whether they ever play your game. Okay? It doesn't matter. But we have these AAA people that are like, but we want them on our service. We want them on our service so we can market to them. We want them on our service so we can advertise the DLC for the game. So we can advertise the next game. So we can convince them to keep playing, keep playing, keep playing, keep playing. I don't want that. I don't think any gamer wants that. I really honestly think the average gamer wants you to shut the fuck up and leave them alone while they play your game. And am I off base on this? Tell me in the comments if you really like it when games market to you directly. There are things I don't mind when it comes to marketing. Every time I open Starfield, it puts a little commercial up in the upper right part of the screen. It goes, hey, here's some new shit for you to spend some money on. Oh, really? What is it? Oh, it's the new Headhunter mod from Zone 79? What's in it? New companions. Fuck off. I don't care about companions. I don't give a single shit about companions. But I'm just fine with it. I am just fine with them going. I start my game and they go, hey, have you heard about this new thing? Well, no, I haven't. Tell me about the new thing. Well, the new thing is this. Oh, fuck that shit. I don't care. I'm just going to go play the game. And then they leave me the fuck alone. I like that. I think that's good. Sometimes I deliberately go into the creations menu just to see if any new shit has come out. And a lot of new shit has come out and I go, ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. What's that, $6? Yeah, it's not that nice. Ooh, that's nice. Just $10. It's really not that nice. Here's a new player home that you can live in. Wow, $4. I mean, I got an outpost system, and I'm kind of okay with this. I don't even really get the whole player homes thing in Starfield because I just build a ship. I just build my ship. My ship's fine. I'm okay with that. But regardless, it's they want to market shit to you, and there's a certain amount of marketing that I'm okay with. But you have these people that are just fucking, Fortnite. Oh my God. And Fortnite keeps getting worse. Like, it's been so long since I looked at Fortnite because I looked at this and went, yeah, this is gambling for children. That's terrible. Man, that sneeze just snuck up on me. Let me blow my nose. Okay. So, anyway, when I played Fortnite, it's like, they're like, buy some shit. I don't want to buy some shit, you know, fuck you. And I go and I play the game, and the game's okay, I guess. And then I finish the game, and they're like, buy some shit. Dude, are you going to tell me to buy shit after every fucking game? Like, in between every match, you're going to tell me to buy shit? And it's a different batch of shit every time. I can't browse the catalog with all the shit in it. I just have this, so I can buy one of these things, and if I don't buy them, I can fuck off. Dude, that's evil. Like, that is legitimately nasty. That's the psychological subtext of that is fucking awful. And this is for children. Tim Sweetney is the fucking devil, man. I fucking can't stand him. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? And yet, Fortnite is immensely popular. There are all these games. There are all of these games that have the most invasive marketing, that use these dark psychology patterns to manipulate and control you and make you spend money and try to convince you you have to spend the money. If you don't spend the money, then you're not going to be as good at the game as everybody else. Everybody else is more cool than you because they spend money. And they have predatory schemes to get you to spend money now. You can't spend the money later. You got to spend it now. You may never see this thing again. You may never get another opportunity to buy this thing. Buy it right fucking now. Why do you play this? Why do any of you play this? The people who made this game want to take all of your money. They want to manipulate and trick you into giving them all of your money so you can't pay your bills or your rent or make your car payment or put gas in your car so you can get to work. They want you not to be able to afford anything. They want you to spend all your money in their game and then starve. They hate you and want you to die. Why do you play their game? I don't hang out with people that hate me. It's like, I'm a Jew. I don't go to Nazi bars. Nazis don't like Jews. So I don't go to Nazi bars. I go to other bars. I don't think there is such a thing as a Jewish bar, but there are bars where, like, you can see other Jews and they don't seem to be encountering any problems. That's called a bar. It's like a normal fucking bar. I don't know why people go and play these games that are made by people who hate them and want them to die. People who are trying to manipulate and control them using these various psychological tactics. And there's this fallacy. A lot of people think if you know about the psychology, if you know about the tactics, then you become immune to them. Every study into this has shown the exact fucking opposite. The more you understand about psychological manipulation, the more vulnerable you are to it. That's why the therapists at drug treatment centers are way more likely to end up addicted to drugs. They're far more likely to end up with a drug problem because they know too much about it. And it's that combination of, knowing so much about it and being exposed to it. Because, if you work in a drug treatment facility, you probably know a lot of people that know where to get drugs. I mean, it stands to fucking reason, A while back, like, I think it was a year and a half ago or something like that, Target decided they were going to end all of their DEI initiatives. And what they meant by that was, we're going to fire a bunch of black people and we're not going to hire anymore. They didn't say that out loud, but that's what happened. What happened was they started laying people off, and people went, that's an awful lot of black people. And then they hired a bunch of people, and everybody went, that's an awful lot of white people. And once the dots got connected, the black community said, you know what? We're not going to shop at Target anymore. And now every commercial I see for Target is full of black people. They're trying really, really hard to say, please come back, black people. When black people don't shop at Target, Target loses money, and Target doesn't like that. Please come back. They haven't undone any of the damage they did. They haven't restored the DEI policy that they got rid of to try and make Trump happy. And the fact that they tried to make Trump happy in the first place, that's enough for me. Like, I can't point to a single specific thing that Home Depot did, but yeah. Yeah, they're owned by a Trump supporter, so I don't fucking shop there. Sometimes Lowe's doesn't have what I want, and I have to go get it from Amazon. A lot of people tell me that Jeff Bezos is a Trump supporter. I don't think Jeff Bezos is a Trump supporter. I think Jeff knows which way the wind is blowing and says, I'm not going to try to fight the wind. It's a very different thing from being a supporter. He's decided that he's just going to follow the direction the wind is blowing because he's got a lot to lose. But it is suspect, man. It really is suspect. You got to question that. Man, I cannot stay on topic for shit today. I was trying to get to the point of Sony and their digital shit, and everybody's upset about their digital shit. And you know what? Well, I got somewhere. I was showing this on Blue Sky. I dug through a bunch of CDs, a bunch of physical media, and I tested 30 pieces of physical media to see what kind of shape they were in. And they were all fucked up. And in particular, I held up the soundtrack to Mortal Kombat from 1995. Do you see that? You see that? Somebody was saying your physical media are going to live longer than you. This is a lie. The lifespan of physical media, the lifespan of shiny aluminum, plastic, and digital CDs and DVDs is 10 to 25 years. More than half of the CDs and DVDs I own are now basically garbage. And that's because they don't last that long. And I've got this fucking stack here, and if I remember right, there were 14 There were 14 usable intact discs. And the other 17, I did 31. I was going to do 50, but I decided to stop at 30, and I already had the Mortal Kombat soundtrack out, and it was just like, yeah, that one's fucked. I don't even have to check it. But it was 17 were fucked up and unreadable and unusable. And the other 14 were okay. More than half were fucked up. I didn't do anything to them. Nothing happened. They're just old, dude. They're just old, and plastic polycarbonate gases off, and it loses that aluminum coating that makes the disc work. Meanwhile, over on Steam, I've got how many games do I have on Steam? I don't know. 1,225. And all of them work. All of them still work. At least as well as could be expected. I'm sure there are some things that don't work very well. Like in particular, I recall Burnout Paradise. Burnout Paradise doesn't work very well because it crashes every 20 minutes. Hold on. Burnout Paradise, they shut down the servers on, and the original doesn't work anymore. And then they did the remaster. And when they did the remaster is fucking dog shit, and it crashes every 20 minutes. So it's shit. I can't use it anymore. You know? And I got a number of games that don't work very well. Like, what is it? Borderlands 3, for some reason, does not play nice with my system. And I've gone back and checked it a few times, and it doesn't want to work properly. I got a bunch of games in here. Just recently I had to replace my Katamari Damacy games because they didn't work with a Steam controller, and I had to buy new digital copies. I used to have them physical. Now I have digital copies. I'm happy with the digital copies. And everybody's going to lose their shit, and they're going to complain because their digital copy of this and that is no longer available, because they can't play it anymore, because they can't use it anymore, because the servers were shut down or whatever the fuck. And I have hundreds of games. I have over 1,000 games over here. Why would I complain about one or two of them? I mean, it's just not that important. There are more games released every single day than you can possibly expect to play. Every day, there are more games released than you could possibly play, and a bunch of them are free. If you're tired of all of your games, a brand new one got released for free today, and you could go and download that, and you could play it. You got all of these people that are just like, but I wanted to have the game that I had forever. Well, you can't. You gotta grow the fuck up, dude. You gotta understand that sometimes the game you loved, the game you wish you could play again, well, you can't play it anymore. You can't play it anymore unless you have the appropriate console. Oh, but what about this, right? Well, you gotta have the cables. I do have the cables. You gotta have controllers. I have the controllers. Do you know what I don't have? I don't have a television this shit will plug into anymore. It used to run to a set of composite video connectors. I don't have anything with composite connectors anymore. It's all HDMI. I would need to get some kind of converter box. And sooner or later, we're going to enter a realm where you can't get the converter box anymore. And you know what? Maybe that's okay. Maybe, just maybe, it's okay to go, you know what? I really love that game, but it's time to move the fuck on. It's time to grow up and play other games. When I was a kid, I had a talking Oscar the Grouch doll. And I used to play hide and seek with my Oscar the Grouch doll, which is where I would hide him in the yard. Just like put him face down in the grass. And I would run around the front of the house and I would count to 10. And then I would come back to the back of the house and I would try to find him in the yard. And one day I forgot what I was doing. I forgot that I was playing hide and seek with Oscar. And I didn't find him. I didn't go back to find him and pick him up out of the yard. And because I didn't go back and find him and pick him up out of the yard, well, my dad mowed the lawn that weekend. And Oscar is green and the grass is green, and he ran over Oscar with the lawnmower, and Oscar was completely fucking destroyed by the lawnmower. And you couldn't buy a talking Oscar the Grouch anymore. I'd had that Oscar the Grouch doll for a couple of years, and they didn't sell talking Oscar the Grouch anymore. So Oscar was gone, and there was no getting Oscar back. You're supposed to learn that as a child. You're supposed to learn that sometimes things get broken, things go away, and you can never get them back again. That's a lesson you are supposed to learn. And I've had a lot of people yell at me and say, digital things do not break. They do not stop working. I'm sorry, what? Here. Here's a digital thing. Make this work. Make this work. Do you have anything that makes this work? I mean, I do. I have a drive in the other room. I don't know if my motherboard still has a port for the cable to plug into to run the floppy drive. There's a special port that you have to use to plug in a floppy drive. I don't know if my motherboard has that anymore. I could probably buy something to make this work, but if this gets too close to a magnet, like a speaker, an amplifier maybe, it may just stop working. Digital is not eternal. It's not forever. I have right here, hold on. Digital is forever, people say. I don't throw hard drives away. And the reason I don't throw hard drives away is because if you know what you're doing, you can always get data off hard drives. And you never know for sure what's stored on a hard drive. So I don't throw them away. Every hard drive I've ever owned is somewhere around here. And I just keep that stack up here on the shelf. I'm sure that was a wonderful view through the camera. My fat 56-year-old belly. I don't know if any of those drives are still readable, but I do know I'm not willing to risk it. I'm not willing to toss them into a landfill and risk somebody picking them up and going, oh, hey, here's somebody's bank account information. Actually, some of those drives are so old that any bank account information on them is no longer valid. But yeah, all those hard drives still here. They're not forever. Hard drives don't last forever. CDs, DVDs, floppies. Hell, I remember when we saved computer programs on audio tape. I still have some audio tapes that have computer programs on them. In fact, got to be a couple of them in here. Man, that is a blast from the past, I'll tell you. This one looks to be old enough. This is a Maxell. I don't remember the last time I bought Maxells. Because I switched. You remember those? You remember the commercials? Is it Live or is it Memorex? Yeah, those converted me. Memorex. Well, what's this one? Dynamic cassette. I don't know what manufacturer this is, but it's got Metallica on it. My God, here's my old calculator. I forgot all about this. Yeah, see, that's what a fucking nerd I am. That's the kind of calculator I own. That's so much shit. Old shit. Shit you can't use anymore. Shit that doesn't work anymore. It piles up. Till eventually it's you. Eventually you're the old shit. Shit that doesn't work anymore. Shit that has no use anymore, has no value anymore. I waffle back and forth on things, man. I waffle back and forth on the question of, I mean, there's, in a lot of ways, I am smarter than I've ever been in my life, and stronger than I've ever been in my life, and more capable than I've ever been in my life. But I would be lying if I said that my thinking was still as fast or as sharp, or my decision making was as accurate. It's like over the years, you get better, but you get slower. You get mentally slower. I don't get physically slower. I'm physically faster than I've ever been. I test my reaction time fairly frequently, and I'm fucking quick. I still do like all kinds of hardcore martial arts training. I still do iron bone. I've been thinking about doing rice bucket training and really like blow out the forearms. Because I've been doing a lot of stuff lately. I've been doing a lot of stuff that needs grip strength. And my grip strength is good. I got good grip strength, but it's not good enough, you know? And I don't make a big deal about it, but I keep a pair of 10-pound kettlebells next to my desk. And whenever I'm like watching something, like I'm watching anime or some shit, then I take some time with them. Toss them around, move them around, hold them out and twist them. That's good for your joints right there, to do that. And it's good for your grip strength, having to hold that straight out. Having to hold that out like that, that's hard. Especially for extended periods. I do a lot of just like isometric shit where you just hold the weight out at arm's length. You just keep it there. If you can hold some serious weight out at arm's length, and by serious, I'm not even talking about a lot. I'm talking like 5, 8, 10 pounds. Just like 3 to 5 kilograms. And I got some smaller weights out here. These are 5-pounders. If you can hold a weight out at arm's length for 2 minutes, that's some hard fucking work. And that'll give you some serious goddamn shoulders. And shoulders, oh man, shoulders are important. I hear a lot of people talk about lats. You know what? Lats are good for that downward and backward motion, okay? And your chest is good for that inward motion. But that lateral, that linear, straight out punch, that's shoulder, man. Your shoulders do that. So I work on my shoulders a lot. I hit the bag a lot. I hit the beam a lot. Because hitting the bag, you hit a bag, you do that anaerobic shit where you just punch the bag for 2 or 3 minutes. That gets you used to the anaerobic nature of punching for a couple of minutes. But hitting the beam, and by beam I mean I got a 6x6 beam that runs from the floor to the ceiling in the other room, and it's just bare fucking wood. And you put your knuckles to that beam a couple 100 times a day, you can punch anything. One of the things I'll always tell you, if you're in any kind of serious fighting dojo, they will tell you, do not punch anybody in the head in a street fight, because you will break your fucking hand. You go to punch somebody in the head, that's their skull, that's bone. I punch solid wood a couple 100 times a day. I can punch a motherfucker in the head. Could you build that up, man? The thing that you don't build up with all of this, you fight people in the ring, you fucking point spar, and you hit the bag, and you spar with people wearing pads. The thing you don't build up is you do not build pain tolerance. Punching somebody in the face hurts. It hurts a lot. And if you're going to punch somebody in the face 10 or 15 times, which is what you will need to do if somebody's jacked up and angry and wants to fuck you over. If you're going to punch somebody in the head 10 or 15 times, you better be able to punch solid wood. You fucking better. And if everything you've ever punched has had 5 or 6 inches of foam on top of it, the first time you punch somebody in a real fight, the first time you punch somebody somewhere that matters, you're going to go, ow! Oh, son of motherfucker! That hurt! And you're going to look like a pussy in front of the person you're fighting. You develop enough pain tolerance, you let a motherfucker punch you dead in the face. Pow! You look at him and you go, you're pissing me off. I've been punched in the face so many fucking times. There's a part of me, there's a feeling you get when somebody punches you and it hits your nose. You get an impact on your nose. There's a feeling that goes through your head that just goes, you just got punched in the nose. It's like nothing else. And I'm at the point in my training where I feel that and I go, oh yeah. Ooh, we getting serious now. There is a part of me that gets excited when that happens. It's like, we fighting. My instructor told me back when I first started training, not back when I first started training, but back when I first started training at a serious dojo that was all about like real self-defense and real fighting and real street shit. He said, if you are not a masochist already, by the time you hit black belt, you will be. Because it starts being like, you can't open the can of whoop ass until the other guy does. That's how it works. You gotta let him open the can of whoop ass, and you're like, oh, now I can open mine. Mine's bigger than yours, bitch. Oh, man. My dad was absolutely blown the fuck away the other day because we were pulling off the shell of that hot tub on Thursday. We were pulling off all the sides. And there's hornets' nests in the corners of the hot tub on one side. The side that gets the most shade. So those fuckers are coming out and they're flying around and I'm just ignoring them. And he comes up to me later and he's like, I'm amazed they didn't sting you. And I go, oh, they did. And I pull up my shirt, and I'm not going to show you my fish belly white skin, but I pull up my shirt and there's like 8 or 9 stings all over me. And he's like, they sting you and you just like keep going? Yeah. Pain tolerance. Oh, fuck, that hurts. I'm going to keep going. You know, way too many fucking people these days. They cannot fucking stand it if their favorite game goes down. And they lose their shit. I don't fucking know, man. It's fucking ponderous. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with the generation of people who lose their goddamn minds because their game's shut down. And I get it, you know? I mean, I trained for this. I hurt myself on purpose every fucking day. So if something hurts me, I don't give a shit. And we got all these people that are just like, no! Oh, they took my favorite show off of the streaming service that I watch it on, and they put it on a different one. You know, I've said for many years that we're a nation of whores, but we have become a nation of pussies, and I don't fucking know what to do about that. Anyway, I'm going to go make myself another drink, but I think I have done enough rambling horse shit for this video. So, okay, bye.